What the? Why? I came back from a business trip and tried to get into my house, but for some reason, the key didn't fit. What was going on? I immediately called my husband Keith, but I couldn't reach him and kept getting disconnected. I rushed to my parents-in-law's house, and to my surprise, there he was. Why can't I go into our house? When I questioned him, he made a surprising statement.
We already got divorced and we all moved out of the house.
Then my mother-in-law Laura, who had been listening to what my husband had to say, started trembling next to him and says to him, "Don't you know what you did?" My name is Haley. I am a 30-year-old company employee. My husband Keith and I have been married for 2 years. We met at a matchmaking party, which was held by a mutual friend. I was immediately attracted to him because he worked for a major company, looked really clean, and interesting to talk to. And since we were the same age, we had a lot in common. We were seated next to each other at the party, and we talked together for a long time, so I guess he liked me too. He asked me for my contact information, and we started meeting up. We then went on a series of dates, and we decided to go out. We continued to date steadily, and after a year, he proposed to me.
Haley, I want you to spend the rest of your life with me. Please, marry me.
Yes, I will. Please take good care of me. He proposed to me at a restaurant with a beautiful night view, and I received the ring, which made me very happy. I was so happy to think that I was going to start my married life with the man I love. After that, we met with both our families and got married. We had a successful wedding ceremony, enjoyed our honeymoon, and began our newlywed life. After we started living together, I was basically in charge of cooking. Keith used to live at his parents' house, so he was not a very good cook. Unfortunately, I had been living on my own since college and had always cooked for myself, and I liked cooking, so it wasn't difficult for me at all. Even before we got married, when we were still dating, I once served him a home-cooked meal, and he always ate it so happily and deliciously that I always wanted to see him happy. So I always tried my best to cook delicious meals. I naturally started reading cookbooks and looking up recipes on YouTube, and I think my cooking skills have improved a lot. Because I worked so hard at cooking, my husband did his share of other house chores. My husband took care of the cleaning, laundry, and dishwashing, and I am very grateful for that. He's the type that doesn't do any housework, so at first it was hard for him to get used to it, and it took a lot of time, but gradually he's able to do it smoothly. He is now good at cleaning than I am, and he even buys all the cleaning items he can find at the dollar store. We both work, so our income is stable, and I thought I was very lucky to be married to him. But just recently, something happened that started to destroy that idea. What? Starting a business?
Yeah, I'm quitting my job and starting up my own company.
What? You're already working for a major company, so quitting like that, isn't that a bit risky?
What are you talking about? You'll succeed because you're willing to take the risk.
No, but you don't really know yet if you'll succeed though, right?
What did you say? So you're saying that you're not supporting me with my dream? Starting up my own business has always been my dream.
Oh, really? This was my first time hearing about that from him.
I want to make my own way. I'm turning 30 and moving on to a new stage. I want you to be my wife and support me.
And that was how Keith requested me to support him as his wife. I felt like he was being a bit self-centered, but I felt that if it was his dream, I would support him. Besides, I'm working, and we can make a living for now. I understand. Then go for it.
Thank you, Haley. I'll definitely succeed.
And so my husband quit his job and started his own business.
Haley, I got a contract from one of our clients.
Wow, already? That's amazing.
I am a genius after all. If I keep this up, I'll easily surpass my income from my time as when I used to work for that company previously.
Great. Good luck, honey. Seeing him say that, I could see that my husband was so full of life, and I was happy for him too. In fact, I was surprised too because I didn't expect to see results so quickly. Perhaps my husband has a talent for business management. However, the reality was not that easy. Although his company did well and was making profit at first, sales soon began to stagnate.
Damn, why isn't it growing at all? I don't understand.
My husband was getting frustrated at home, and he started taking that stress out on me too.
Hey, the meals are always the same kind of menu. I mean, I hate dishes with fish.
Well, I'm sorry, but salmon was cheaper today, so...
I can't get my strength up with this kind of food. You should feed me more meat dishes.
But meat is expensive, so I can't serve it that often.
Huh? Are you making fun of how low my income is?
No, that's not what I mean. But I think we have to save money as much as I can.
See, that's what I'm saying. You're making fun of me. If you're saying that you're not making fun of me, then serve me steak. And not that cheap meat from the supermarket, the good stuff they sell at the butcher's.
No way. Frankly speaking, I can't afford such luxury when my husband's income is almost zero. However, since then, my husband has been carefully examining what I buy at the supermarket.
Hey, you. You're buying only cheap food, aren't you? I mean, what happened to the expensive meat? Why didn't you buy it?
No, I thought I'd make curry today.
That's how you're trying to cheat by making curry or something so that it'll last for 2 or 3 days, right? If you're gonna annoy me like that, then I have an idea.
Annoy you? But I'm not trying to do anything like that.
Forget it. I'll eat my dinner, so you just keep eating your curry.
Excuse me? My husband said so and started calling someplace else.
Special tacos for 1, please.
Hey! Why are you ordering that on your own?
Shut up. I said that I'll be eating on my own.
Yeah, but still, that's terrible to take taco delivery for just one person.
It's your fault for making me angry like this.
My husband says so, and afterwards he was devouring the tacos that arrived deliciously, drinking beer, and looking satisfied. I ate the curry on my own that I had made, feeling all frustrated. And after that, my husband began to order expensive deliveries for his own. If he kept doing that, he would soon run out of money for sure. Since my husband was ordering delivery from his own earnings, finance must have been getting very tight for him. Since he did not ask me for money, I assumed that was the case. But my husband had been ordering deliveries every single day for a while and did not seem to be having much trouble with money. I wondered if the company's sales were going up. But he didn't seem to act that way. At that moment, I had realized something. I wondered if this was even possible, so I checked our joint account. What the? I looked at the bank book and was absolutely horrified. To my surprise, the money in our joint account was being withdrawn every month. In other words, my husband has been paying for the deliveries not from his own earnings, but from this account. I immediately questioned my husband. What is the meaning of this, Keith? Why are you withdrawing so much money from this account?
That's our money, isn't it? So it doesn't matter. There's still a lot of money there.
If we keep spending money like this, it'll be gone in no time.
Oh, shut up, you're so loud. Then why don't you make something better? It's your fault in the first place.
No way. I'm just trying to protect our lives.
I told you to feed me good meals then. Why can't you understand that? You really are an idiot.
Excuse me? Why should I be verbally abused like that? Originally, it was your fault that your company wasn't doing well at all, wasn't it? When I said that, my husband's eyes widened and he became angry.
What? See, I knew you were making fun of me.
How many times have I told you it's not like that? You keep attacking me, so I'm trying to argue back here.
You're so annoying. Shut up. Don't you dare go against me.
My relationship with my husband was already in a terrible state. After that, he started coming home late at night. I guess he didn't want to see me. To be honest, I also wanted to keep my distance from him now. If things continue as they are, my relationship with my husband is going to get worse and worse. So I think it is necessary for us to be calm with each other. Then one day, I was called by my mother-in-law, Laura. I was a little nervous. Maybe she would blame me for being in an argument with my husband. But that was not the case. Laura was very worried about me. I'm sorry for calling you over so suddenly. No, it's not a problem. How are you lately? I'm sorry Keith's giving you trouble. Huh? Keith came back to our house the other day. At that time, he was talking about you and the argument you both had. You know. The more I listened to him, the more I thought it was his fault. So I thought he must be causing you a lot of trouble. His father passed away a few years ago, and it's not easy for me to stop him all on my own, but I'm still on your side, so you can talk to me about anything. Thank you, Laura. I was very happy to hear Laura say that. Knowing that I had someone on my side made me feel so much better. So I told my mother-in-law everything. Keith really is a stupid son. I can't believe he says such terrible things to you, Haley. I'll make sure to lecture him, so leave it to me. Also, about the joint account, you should withdraw the money you put into it, Haley. If you don't, I'm sure that Keith will spend it without your permission. That's true. I did as Laura told me, and transferred the money I had put in from the joint account to my own account at once. And I also stopped putting my earnings into our joint account. Now all that is left is the money my husband put in when he was an employee and after he became independent. I feel a little better mentally just because my money is no longer being used without my permission. My husband was still coming home late to avoid me. But as expected, my husband noticed about the money in the joint account. One day when I came home from work, my husband was waiting for me with an enraged look on his face.
Hey, I need to talk to you.
So I went to the living room and sat down across from him. What do you want to talk about?
Don't play dumb. It's about the money in our joint account. Why did you withdraw that much money at once?
Oh, that. Well, that's obvious, isn't it? You're spending our money without permission. It's only natural that I'd want to stop you from doing that. The rest of the money is yours, so why don't you spend it freely? Am I saying something wrong?
Ugh! What the hell? My mom tells me to be nicer to you, and you all make fun of me.
So I'm telling you, no one is making fun of you. It's because you do crazy things, isn't it?
You're so annoying. Don't you dare talk to me like that. Oh, that's enough. I'm sick and tired of you.
Hey, where are you going?
That's none of your business.
With that, my husband left. He was the one who said he wanted to talk to me, but how selfish could he be? I was just so speechless. Moreover, I have to go on a business trip for about a week, starting tomorrow. So I won't be able to see my husband for a while. Well, I will talk to Laura again when I get back, I guess. I changed my mind like that and went on a business trip the next day. My work was quite busy and I had some issues at work, so my husband was completely out of my mind. Then after spending the next few days being all busy, I was back home after a week-long business trip. But then, something unexpected happened. What the? When I returned home from my business trip, I tried to get into my house, but for some reason, the key didn't fit. What was going on? I immediately called my husband, but I couldn't reach him. Why can't I get through to him? Has my husband changed the locks? What could I do if I couldn't get into the house? I had no choice but to rely on Laura, so I decided to go to Laura's house for the time being. I rushed to her house, and to my surprise, I found my husband there.
Hey, I knew you would come.
What the heck are you doing? Why can't I go into our house? Did you change the locks? When I questioned him, my husband made a surprising statement.
We already got divorced and we all moved out of the house.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
So, as I said, I filed for divorce and we all moved out of the house. Do you understand what's coming out of my mouth?
What are you talking about? You filed the divorce papers?
That's right. That's why you and I are no longer married or anything.
Wait a minute. I don't remember signing anything like that.
That's because I asked someone else to sign it for you.
Excuse me?
Besides, I already have a new girlfriend, and I'm going to live happily with her.
Keith is unbelievable. I didn't know that he could be such a scumbag like this. I was absolutely mortified by my husband's words and actions. Then Laura, who was listening to what Keith was saying, started to tremble next to him and began to say this to him. Don't you know what you did? If you forged the divorce paper, you'll be guilty of forgery of a private document.
Huh?
And if you already submit the forged divorce paper, you will be guilty of forgery of a notarized document. In other words, you committed a crime, Keith.
Oh, no.
My husband's face turned pale after hearing Laura. I said to my husband in disgust, What, you didn't even know about that? Then my husband angrily would say,
See, you are making fun of me again.
To that, Laura threatened my husband. That's enough. You need to reflect back at yourself a little bit.
I got a job at a major company and even started my own business. I'm amazing. I should be praised more.
My husband said this as if he were a crying baby. Then Laura told him a surprising truth. Did you forget that my brother worked for that major company and you were able to work there because of his network? You just quit your job because you couldn't do a good job at the company and decided to start your own business. Only people who can't do their jobs misjudge themselves. You only care about your own reputation and you blame everything on the people around you instead of fixing what's wrong with you. That's the reason why you can't succeed. And on top of that, you do things like this that are irresponsible. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Eek!
Keith kept on flinching when his own mother yelled at him. I had no idea that my husband was able to get a job at a big company because of Laura's brother. No wonder he was so stupid. I was so shocked when I heard about the divorce papers and the fact that he had announced his affair to the both of us. I said to my husband, who was lying on the floor, Since the divorce didn't even happen, that means you were having an affair. Of course, we'll get a divorce, but I'll also charge you alimony for your affair.
No way. Wait a minute. My company is in financial trouble and I'm already in debt. If I have to pay alimony on top of that, I'll go bankrupt.
I don't care, do I? Anyway, I'll claim everything I'm entitled to. Also, you said we moved out of the house without my permission, but where's all my stuff?
It's all in the rental storage.
Okay then, you were at least smart enough not to throw it out or sell my stuff. If you had gotten rid of it, you'd be more in debt. My husband gulped loudly and looked really terrified as I said this to him. I then officially divorced my husband and filed for alimony against him and his lover. My husband not only owed alimony, but also a fine for falsifying the divorce papers and submitting them, and he was in complete debt. Keith turned to his mother for help, but of course, she would not help him. Laura told him that she was to cut off ties with him, and it seems that now my ex-husband has no one to turn to. It was impossible for such a guy like him to be liked by other people since he was in debt, and he was eventually abandoned by even his lover. Keith is now living all alone by himself, paying off his debts. Meanwhile, I rented a room near my office so that I could devote myself to my work. As a result, I was recently promoted, and I will continue to put more and more effort into my work. I actually keep in touch with Laura on a regular basis, and we sometimes go out to dinner together. My husband was a lousy man, but I will thank him for letting me meet my sweet mother-in-law. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.